up, guys? Welcome to episode 2 of the Still in the Woods podcast. I'm Nicholas Donanoigage, and I'm joined by Jake and Christian and our new guest, Drew. Woo!
Hey, Drew.
It's going.
Nice.
Glad to be here. Glad to, be on the podcast. I know this was planned. I wish I was here, but I had a chance to win it.
Well, you've been part of the league long enough that I feel like we finally wanted to get someone new on the podcast. Someone's been here a while.
He deserved it at this point.
He's finally deserved it. So it's a couple of quick announcements before we go into anything. We heard you guys' feedback for the first episode. Thanks for all that watched it. We're going to make every episode better. I will talk slower, more coherently, if I can. And we're going to actually do 2 league recaps from now on, because we're doing every other week podcast. So I think that'll be a really good thing to make sure everyone gets shout out for every week. Sound like a plan, guys? Perfect.
More content.
And then one other thing, I'm not sure if this will happen or not, but I've kind of been thinking this Alti-World poll thing, kind of get some huge data about the league, see what everyone's favorite discs, courses, how far they throw. That may or may not be happening, but if it does, then just look out for that in the future. So let's get into league recaps. Guys, how did Firefighter go?
Firefighters went well on my half because I had the goated partner of B-Pool Chris Lemon.
B-Pool Chris Lemon is OP.
Yeah, B-Pool Chris Lemon, because Chris, we came with the plan right away. Chris is like, just go rip first a bit, go first, just every shot, go first, and then I'll try to make it up. So I'm just like, screw it, I'm just go aggressive, trying to hit some shots, and
yeah, you guys finished pretty far below.
yeah,
right?
we got second.
Nice.
And there was some really unfortunate moments. I'm like, man, could have played so much better. Especially,
I saw you guys had 2 all these birdies and 2 bogeys. So that's getting bogeys in Firefighters probably doesn't feel great.
I think the one bogey was
was 18.
18.
So sure.
So we were
18.
I remember that whole vividly. We had so drive was good. Chris had a nice safe shot. I did a little backhand pig skip off the parking lot. Was about 7 feet away, but I was in the ravine, just pinched off to the left. So we were up the hill and we had the branch and a tree in our backside, and we both missed a 7-footer for birdie.
So maybe for you guys that weren't at Firefighter, because Jake wasn't there either, Aaron actually changed hole 18's basket location. So instead of where it traditionally is, right next to the water, they actually moved it back about 150, 170 feet, kind of on that walkway towards hole 1. So it makes it an interesting par 4 where if you threw a perfect shot to the basket at the old hole 18, you have a straight up shot. If you got a little bit to the right, you could throw over the parking lot. So it's actually a pretty interesting
cool
hole.
little tunnel. I mean, you got OB on the parking lot, tree line, it's really tight little 100-foot window.
I literally did I tried to aim right, and I just did a skip shot on the parking lot. So that was my play.
Skip shot off the parking lot seems to be a popular risky play for people.
So here's my story. So I played with Jeff Zelenko on that hole, and so we were I ranged it at 170 feet to the pin, and I think we needed to get up and down from there to win the night. And so I go, okay, Jeff, we're 170 feet away. And he goes, I don't understand distances. so he
goes by feel.
So he pulls out, I think it's Christian's old Undertaker. And I wasn't going to question this thing. Laces it straight at the basket, through this tiniest little gap, smokes the band, and just lies to 4 feet from the basket. I'm like, okay, Jeff, great. I don't understand how that works, but it was the best shot of the night by far. So we got 3.
Sometimes when you know your shot, you just know your shot.
Yeah, I mean, it's him and that Undertaker. So we didn't talk about the kind of leaderboard, but Nicholas and Jeff Zelenko did take it down, at 11 down. I feel like Firefighters just, I feel like I've played there so many times. Me and Christian go there weekly. Yeah. It's kind of unfair. When you guys play Veterans, when you guys play Spindler, or all those home courses, that's how I feel when I go to Firefighter. So it feels good to finally play good there.
I mean, it's good to feel that we play a world championship course.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. What, 1992 or something?
1993 or 1992. Worlds was at Firefighters.
And then we had second place, we had Buff Nate and Chris Lemon. And then third place, we had a big tie at 9 down, Hawks and Mason Super. I'm not familiar with that name, maybe a new person. And then we had Scott/Marshall and Brandon Maxon.
So, who did Hawks play with again?
Hawks play with Mason Super.
Yeah, so I was on Hawks' card, and I can't remember all you guys' names, so I apologize, but we played in a big 6-sum, and he pretty much, it was his whole, the Hawks posse. He brought all his buds from work. We all played on a card together. I played with the guy, Ryan. He got the CTP on hole 9, the CCTP. Nice. He laced it. Nice. We pretty much a combination of new players who had been playing in the past, but been taking a break for various reasons. And we just had a chill time. Nice. Who did you play with, Drew, besides your partner?
I played with Ohio Ryan and Jason Klein.
Nice. Tell us about Ohio Ryan.
Ohio Ryan is he's got he puts a lot of spin on the disc.
Okay.
He really curls his
Yeah.
wrist, and he's got some shots. Effortless distance because it's all spin. You don't really need to arm the disc a lot at firefighters. I mean, most people probably need to arm it at like 11 when you're going into usually there's that tailwind.
Yeah.
So you got to get up in the air.
3, 11, 8.
But firefighters is pretty much, I've played many rounds with firefighters with just a gateway wizard and just shot my best golf ever, and I'm like, wait, I should probably just do more putter only rounds.
Yeah, if you can play firefighter well, it probably means that you can throw putters or mids well, because there's a lot of like 250-foot straight shots. So whatever you throw that good with, I think that's a excellent.
So
play.
Jake, who do you play with that firefighter? Oh wait! What was your excuse for not being there?
I have no excuse.
Oh, okay. There's nothing? Okay, fair enough. No reason to defend
No
that.
excuse.
So I play with me and my partner Jeff Zelenko, and then I also play with Aaron and Mitch, who great call out by the way. Mitch has been there I think every week but one, and is shooting at the leaderboards. He's already I think moved out of C to B, or very close to B if not. It's a great call out for.
And he's in the power rankings.
And the power
I think he's 14 or something.
Dang, nice.
Yeah.
Mitch has apparently developed a solid backhand now.
He's
I'm
all
like,
around now.
He's a backhand
all-around
guy. He's a backhand guy.
Yeah, he's a backhand guy. He was forehand guy. Now he's just.
And I also play with.
locked in.
I play with Zeke and Greg, so we play with a 6-person card. I think I have my first hot take of the Woods League.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I wish we played 6-person cards, and I love playing 6-person cards.
Okay.
I know that some people like going fast because we're a really fast league, but we don't actually have that many slow people, and the vibes on 6-person cards are so good. I just love having, not quite mob golf, but you're talking to people every hole, there's tons of time between holes. We weren't even the last ones to finish. So like maybe it's because we were going fast, I had to play with Aaron, maybe that's why I like it so
Well, we were the 6-7 and we finished last, so.
Yeah.
Different 6-7.
But I actually, maybe it's not right for every week, but maybe on some of these courses like Firefighter or Shorts and Palmer, I really like 6-person
It
cards.
really
What do you guys think?
depends on the pace of the card. If
If
every
you have a-
person is stepping up and throwing their drive,
If you have a
putting,
6-person,
it'll
you have
work.
to-
hard in the
It'll work.
You have to commit to, okay, we're not going to spend a minute, 45 seconds in every shot. Like, you commit to more or less ready golf. If you're ready to putt, just go. If you're ready to throw, just go.
And I have to preface it, I did play with Aaron and Zeke, who play like ridiculously fast. So like it's kind of like only playing on a 4 or 5 person card. But I really do like playing with more people. So I don't think that'll be a long-term thing. But if I could play every week on the 6-person card,
There's definitely some
I'd probably
people
be
that
that
you
guy.
don't want to be on a 6 somewhere.
Yeah, if you know that you're slow, maybe find some fast people. But yeah, I think we're all usually pretty good about leading.
No, I think because like I'm a pretty fast golfer. Like our card, I think was the first card done when we were at Firefighters. The Chris Lemon, Jason Klein, and Ryan. Just like it was a fast pace. We were done really quick. We even got some extra bonus golf in. Got another 6-7 holes in.
I think I'm like a medium speed golfer. Like I probably can't go with a couple of guys who are medium to slow, but like if I get Aaron, Zeke, if I get Drew, then we'll be fine. We can play with 6 of them. We'll also use to play with 10 cents and Firefighters.
Also, last firefighter thing real quick, I have to give a quick shout out to Jeff again, because it's the best I've ever seen Jeff play. I think he's figuring out his backhand a little bit. I mean, Jeff has always sprayed a little bit, but he was throwing some of his best shots. I think he solo birdied a couple holes for us. He made more 30-foot putts than 15-foot putts, so maybe we can work on the 15-footers a little bit. But I think Jeff's really improving. I think as a C partner, that's really valuable.
I definitely love seeing players' progressions as we've seen them throughout the years.
Yeah, Jeff's been a regular for the league for probably since its inception. I think.
The A pool this year has grown so much, and like everyone wants to be like, oh, I want to be in the B pool and have a strong B partner, but it's like, in my opinion, it's like I want to be up in the A pool. I want to be known as a good golfer.
You want to yourself, and the C pool. I think I will say is the best we've ever had it.
No,
right now,
the C pool is
the C pool is the best we've ever had.
And the C pools players are definitely getting better at playing with the A players. They're learning things. They're getting confidence in their game because they know they have a partner who's been around a while.
Absolutely. Anything else you guys want to talk about firefighters before we go into our second league we kept at Palmer?
So
we hit the birdie fund.
Oh yes, thank you. So birdie fund. So huge bonus points by the way. So congratulations to Drew and Chris for the birdie fund.
What holes were
they were? I had it written down. They were holes
4, 5, 9.
4, 5, 9.
Oh, 4, 5, 9.
So
I could actually give you the hole by hole breakdown.
So what's the tricky one? The hole 4, right?
Hole 4 is the one that's after the long 3.
That
that's
skinny
on the
gap.
river, the skinny gap.
Yeah.
You just throw a T-bird up the middle and you lace in your
When you parked it?
He parked it.
Most of us don't throw fairways that far, so if you can throw a stable fairway,
it's like what, 310 or 320?
I think close to like 335 or something.
Yeah, so no, I threw a T-bird up the gut. Got that T-bird from a trade from Marcos. Shout out to Marcos. Marcos coming out to the league.
And then 5 probably is a straight meter putter probably.
Yeah, no, 5 was another tap in. It was a P3X. It was a little bit of a headwind, so I threw a P3X pretty hard and straight at it. Flipped up and just kind of rode it right under the basket. And then 9 Was not my shot. I know that. It was Chris. Chris is pure.
Smoothie putter
Pure
there.
with the link. I'm pretty sure he used the link, just right by the basket, drop in.
Yeah.
Easy.
Well, yeah. So we got Bird
Definitely gettable from 5 and 9.
Yeah,
four was the tricky one.
4 is definitely a tricky one there. Only a couple teams got that one.
No, pure the gap.
Nice
T-Bird.
CTPs to Christian, Chris Lemon, and Ryan Guthrie. And ice cream CTP to Joe Jackson. So nice job, guys.
Yep.
And long putt was actually me on hole 11. We bird hole 11. It was only like 20 feet, so I think it was more the drive than the tee shot.
That probably deserves
We
it.
went off the band for that for 2, and that would have won us the league.
Well, thank you for missing because it won me the league and won me the long putt. So thank you.
It was well deserved. I think at the time I was long putt, but mine was for par. So I guess getting the birdie long putt probably makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were pinched off behind the tree for that, so it was like a little either Annie floater or step out, a little hyzer. So Chris went right off the band. I Annie did cut it too close, went off the tree. Was under the basket, but.
And for context, at Firefighters, 11 is a death putt, basically. If you're anything facing that river, it's probably, 20 feet off the bank?
Yeah, I don't think it's that
maybe, might be
closer.
Yeah.
But thankfully for long putt, it kind of forces you to run it. Because, I mean, if you want those bonus points and if you want that disc, then...
And that's why, it was only 20.
And I picked up a cool Mustang that I'm actually having in my bag right now, so it actually worked. So let's move on to Palmer. So this last week we played at Palmer Park. So the A players played all longs. The Bs played, I think half and half. I think most of the par 4s they played from the shorts. And the C players played all shorts.
We were shorts for 1 par 3 and it was hole 1.
Yeah.
So the easiest one.
So me and Drew actually played together for that round. Me and Drew played together for that round, and again, Jake wasn't there. What's up with that?
I did have an excuse for this week. I was in Florida.
He was in Florida getting a tan.
I booked the tickets like 2 months ago.
Fine, well,
he brought the Florida weather with him because it is like 110 in the heat index right now. I'm so glad to be inside right now.
But I played with Dax. Then I played with Ian, and I'm blanking on Ian's partner. I apologize, Ian's partner. Really young guy. I think he had played like 2 or 3 rounds before that, so pretty much brand new. I think his potential. Considering he had barely played, he threw decently far. So if he keeps, improving and building up his game, he could definitely be a good player. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And did you guys play times? Did you guys play good? I played personally, so I played solid. Our team played solid for like front 9-ish. I didn't park it. I got hole 6, the notorious hole 6 at Palmer. Skinny guy. Some people's least favorite hole in the course. Like, I kind of understand why. It's growing on me a little bit, but I understand when people don't like it. It's definitely really tight. It's either you lace it and you can have a birdie putt, or you struggle to get a bogey or a par. Getting that hole always feels good. We started hot in the front 9, and then back 9 we kind of took a bunch of pars. So finished like middle of the pack, I think. Nice.
So
how about you guys, Drew? Good vibes.
It was a very mid round. I mean, it took us a while to get going. We started off pretty rough. I played with Rick Trenda.
Yep.
So Rick,
always a good time.
Always a good time with Rick. Rick's solid, good vibes, great guy to be with. He knows the shots very well. We just like hole 6 got us pretty bad because we're like both going. We both went up the gut. We both went up the gun, and it's like, in hindsight, it's like, you just take the highs. Because there is that small hyzer line to the right, where you pitch up and play lanes.
I think it's a great way to play safe, though.
It reminds me a lot of, what's the hole in Columbus with all the trees right
I'm bad at Columbus, I couldn't tell. I know the hole you can't talk about.
15 in Columbus.
15.
15 or 14 in Columbus with all the woods, and it's just that one hyzer that you have to hit, and it's that kind of line, that type of shot.
Yeah, I think it was
14.
I think it was Rick Trenda's first time playing those new 3 holes at Palmer.
And he walks up. He hasn't been there, and I haven't been at Palmer, even though I work 10 minutes away. I should be playing.
And he walks up to hole 6 and he goes, "So where are we supposed to throw?" Like this is the hole. So it was kind of rough. Like, I think funny because now it's even better than it used to be. It used to be worse, but they cut down like 1 or 2 trees, so it's slightly better, but still really tight. It's actually my favorite new hole that they put at Palmer. To be honest with you. Of the 3 new ones, but it's super tight. I think if you throw a little bit higher, it opens the gap a little bit, but you have to throw your straightest disc and it can't move for like 240. And you can do that and hit the gap, then it feels. Well, also the T sign said claimed it's 308. Guys, it's not 308. It's like 240. 240. Yeah. Throw your mid putt or whatever, fairway, whatever you throw there. Just throw straight as dead as possible.
Hot take: that short par 4 should just be marked as a par 3.
I agree. I think it says like 370. I think I'm throwing like effectively a captain's raptor. And I can probably throw that only like 270. I'm getting to like 50 feet. So it's not that far.
Yeah, I remember. I threw a rock to like the gap, and it's rock and then upshot, and then it's like drop in 3.
Easy bird.
It's easy bird. It's easy
It
bird.
doesn't force you to have an uncomfortable shot.
That's an
Yeah.
awful tee.
So this is actually a great segue for my second point. So I play with Michael Abbott, who is, I think it was his first time coming to the league, and it was amazing playing with Michael for a couple of reasons. One, he was a great partner and a great putter, and he played amazingly. So obviously that was good.
You had a
he played
good partner.
Yeah, he played amazing. He solo birded a bunch of goals. It was great. But
You had that good C player advantage.
I mean, it's so important to play all the short holes. But secondly, he's actually one of the people that's involved in Palmer's maintenance and kind of future planning around Palmer Park. So throughout the whole round, he was giving us insights about, future hole designs, what they're doing with the park, the drainage, all these things that I had no idea. It's actually really cool. So one of them, that par 3.5 that we were talking about, hole 10, that hole, they're actually thinking about moving the basket, or having another basket, like 100 feet back. And they're
gonna clear out the woods.
We're gonna clear out the woods, make like another basket back, and make like a par 4.
That'd be beautiful.
So like
Make it
maybe
a real par
make
4.
it a real par 4. So you have to either throw 2 putter shots, or maybe try and skip the corner and have an up shot up there. But that'd be fun to have a cool par 4. A couple other things that he was mentioning. These are all like maybe 3 to 5 year plans. Some of them, most of them probably won't happen. Some of them might happen.
And he does have permission to share this, by the way.
We do have permission to share this. Thank you, Michael. This is not confidential information. Again, these things, some of them probably won't happen. Like hole 1, here's a hole 1. There's maybe like a par 5 from the sidewalk by the parking lot. And
So
then you throw like 2 of the opening, and then you throw over the opening, and then you get to the basket.
That's ambitious.
Wow.
That one seems weird to me because like you can't see the basket. And if it's your first time showing up, you walk up to the first tee and you're like, where am I going? Like there's just nothing here.
You
would actually see hole 18 probably throw there. You might see the 18 basket just throw
Or
there.
the practice basket or something.
Yeah.
That one's a little bit interesting. Do you guys know hole 3 and 4? So hole 3 is that like 200-foot tunnel shot, and then hole 4 is the next one, like big bendy guy. They were talking about potentially cutting out all of the woods that combine those 2 holes and
Like
make
behind 3's basket.
and going from 3's tee pad to 4's basket.
Okay.
So I don't know how far that is. I don't know.
So again,
That's-
through 3's
So,
fairway.
like, through 3's fairway,
And all
behind
the
2
So
baskets.
you make it
4.
so it's Mando left. So it'd be Mando. Going around the left side. You'd have to go through the right
So,
to the tree.
so I think you have to throw through hole 3's.
Yeah,
pretty
you couldn't
much.
go around.
And then just keep. It's like a straight wood shot, like the whole way.
They would
cut
make
everything.
it. They would make it a
Yeah.
Mando left side, kind of like how there's
And then it
Mando
would
right
come
side
out at
too.
the end.
Yeah.
And it would come out at the end, and you'd be like,
Yeah, I can kind of see that.
So that'd be kind of cool. And then there's another one. Oh, Palmer Park, by the way, is looking a lot better now. They have the course sign, wood chips at the beginning, the band shell's finally done. It's actually really exciting to see Palmer get a lot of work done.
Oh, for sure.
They're doing a ton of work on Palmer Park.
Oh,
Trying to restore
It's,
it.
it's mostly community based too. which
Yeah,
is
I mean,
great.
it's all either the people who play Palmer Park, I'm not sure, or the people below them. They do a lot. Yeah, we won't talk about that. So let's look at the leaderboard a little bit.
I think I have my one hot controversial take.
Yeah.
So looking at the leaderboard real quick, so Nicholas and Jeff, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong week. Nicholas and Michael did actually take it down.
Boo. Way to be humble.
At a 14 down. My partner played great. It's really important that course to get all the short holes, especially from the short tee pads. And we pretty much got them all.
Yeah.
My partner was really good at throwing a slight flex line and having it bend to the right and a little bit at the end.
Yeah, and
Not so much of a hyzer guy.
I mean, he tried some spike hyzers. He lost one up in the tree
Yeah.
on the short par 4.
But at Palmer Short, you need to have a shot that goes to the right.
Yeah.
And most people with the forehand, but if you're only backhand only guy, he was so good at just throwing those, parking hole 14. He got 2, 3, 4. Like he was playing great.
Yeah, no, absolutely nailed par 4, which he claims is his hole. That's his hole that he
Yeah, he has a sponsored hole. Hole 4,
His
by the way.
sponsored hole.
Yeah,
Which
it,
like
it says his name somewhere.
Which hole?
Hole 4 is Michael Abbott.
And it has it on the T sign?
There's somewhere it says like sponsored by. I think it's like somewhere it says Michael Abbott.
But
It might be
yeah,
on the
no,
course
that's,
sign.
that's his hole.
That's
It's that
pretty
big
Yeah,
bendy
it
guy.
might be.
He's coming up to the tee box like, this is my hole.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, he's really feeling himself.
And he
No,
put- and he-
no, no,
and he
no,
punked it.
this is my hole.
And he punked it.
I own it.
So Nicholas and Michael won at neg 14. And second was Roz and Will Coaches. That seems like a
That's a
strong BB pair.
strong BB pair.
Yeah.
Not getting a lot of distance, but you really don't need a lot of distance. But
Well,
I think Roz and Will are both throwing farther now than they have.
yeah,
They're
definitely
not-
Will.
they're not-
Will's just smooth.
They're not quite the Ian distance, no one is. But they're definitely getting up there in distance. And they both play good.
Yeah.
And then we had Scott Schlesinger-Marshall and Nate East and Nate Shimataro and Ian tying for third place.
Okay.
So nice job, guys. That
Now
was
it's getting back in the mix.
anything else about Palm you guys wanted to talk about? Anything? Oh, Birdie Fund. There was another Birdie Fund hit for the second week in a row.
Okay.
The second place team got Birdie Fund. So congratulations.
Bonus points.
Congratulations to Will and Roz on holes.
What was the birdie fun?
There was one tricky one, but the rest.
It's it seems like that lately with the random draw. There's always been like 2 gimmies and one that's
Yeah.
like one tricky one.
It was holes
7, 11.
That was-
7, 11, 13.
7, 11, 13.
So 11's a tricky one there with like the last new hole.
Yeah.
It's a bendy guy off to the right. I think only like 2 teams got it.
That's like the extreme Anheuser forehand, or if you're lefty Heiser's probably.
And I have one quick question for you guys before we go on to the Drew segment. Which course do you think played on average easier? Palmer, where we just played, or Firefighter that we did 2 weeks ago? The average score, so I took the average score of all the teams. Which course do you think scored easier?
I think just because of the sheer number of par 4s and the B players playing short, I think just by score metrics, I think it's just going to be slightly in favor of Palmer.
Do you have a number? Do you have a number in mind?
I think average is probably going to be about -8.
-8? Okay.
I think Palmer too. I mean, you shot at 14, and I suppose the low score at Firefighter was -12.
So you got a number?
So let's go 9.
Average 9.
Kind of decimals.
Sure.
8.5.
Perfect.
I think it's going to be 8. Yeah. If we're going decimals, I think Firefighters is like -7.5, and then
Okay.
let's go -8.1.
And what do you got, Jake? You weren't there, but
I already saw the answer.
Oh, so we won't see it.
I'm gonna
so
refrain.
you guys were right. So Palmer did play easier, but not by very much. I was very surprised by this. So the average score at Palmer was -6.7.
Okay.
So that was the average score of all teams.
This is over.
Firefighter was at -6.4. So barely easier for Palmer. I was actually a little bit surprised by that. I mean, Firefighter's a lot of birdie but holes versus Palmer. The birdie or die courses. So I'm actually not too surprised they both played easy, but I thought Palmer would play a lot easier with the shorts involved.
I think hole 6 gets a lot
6
of
is a
people
killer.
for triple bogey. Or
well, yeah,
six, yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
double, but like
Hole 6 we
That-
definitely, me and Rick bogeyed. First available, and then no op, and then had the chip it for 3, and then just tap it
You
in.
either pipe it or you struggle. That's just kind of how the
No,
whole
I struggled. I threw right in the first available, and so did my partner.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it was all.
Well, those are the 2 league recaps, guys. We're going to continue doing 2 league recaps as long as we're filming every other week. Hopefully that went well for you guys. We're going to all talk about Drew now. So everyone pay attention to Drew. This is all him now. We're just going to ask him some very casual questions. I'm just kidding, guys. We're going to ask him some very casual questions.
You're grilling me.
We're gonna ask
already.
him some very casual questions about Drew, kind of some personalized questions. I guess the first one, talk to us about how you got in the league. Just how did you get involved and what happened?
So I got into the league. I played the spring fling at Addison Oaks that was run by the Motor City Chain Gang.
This one?
Yes.
Yeah, this
This one. This shirt. I love
Yeah,
that jacket. It's
I love
my
this
favorite
one.
Box League track player.
Yep.
And I was on a card with Nate for the first round. And,
Oh, nice.
you know, we didn't really. That first round was pretty tense. It was pretty
Yeah,
serious. And I was
yeah.
playing an MA2 at the time. I wanted to do it one long, one short. I was coming back into disc golf and like whatever. My rating right now says I should be an MA3, but I feel like I can play better. I like playing better competition, so playing MA2. And then at the break, Zach Pesto walks up to me and he's like, "Hey, you kind of look like this guy." Golfer.
Oh, is this where the nickname came from?
Yes. And then I'm like, yeah. I was on the same card with him.
Really?
And then I was on the same card with Nate again for the second round. And I was on a round with Nate with Dylan also. Dylan.
So you got all the league guys.
Yeah. So it was just the 3 of us for that second round. It was super chill, super nice. And I mentioned I was talking like I really wasn't getting out all that much. And I'm like, my only free night was like Tuesday. He's like, oh, we run a league on Tuesday.
Wow, that works
So,
out.
that works out convenient. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna join up. And then that next week I went to Firefighters and started playing in the league. So this is my 3rd year down in the league.
Dang, and we took you this long to get on the podcast? What have we been doing?
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't us until now, guys. So we're not throwing anyone under the bus
It's
here.
alright. We're good.
Nah, it's good. So you mentioned it. So how do you feel 3 years later about the nickname, about the Buff Nate nickname? Do you think it's time to die? Do you like it? Have you kind of?
It's funny because I met up with Ian before the round. He's like, you gotta have to lose the Buff Nate nickname. You're not looking so big anymore. And Zach's like, I think it's the mustache that it's gone because I had a mustache and now I went clean shaven because out of nowhere.
The mustache Nate doesn't sound as good as Buff Nate. So.
Yeah, so I mean, if I keep having to cut weight and lose weight for stuff like that, I might not be buff anymore. I just maybe like lean or jacked or just
Jack Nate.
Although Nate said he's been doing CrossFit lately, so maybe Jack. So we might have two Jack.
Two Buff Nate, two Jack Nates.
So we have like Jack Nate and then Buff Nate.
This can get really confusing really fast. So if someone walks up to you and says, "Hey, Buff Nate," are you offended? Are you?
Oh no, I love it. I love nicknames. Nicknames are good.
I'm not gonna. There've been plenty of times that I feel bad about it. It's like, oh hey, it's like, hey Buff Nate. Oh, I call him Nate. It's like, oh wait, no, your name's
the only time I'll correct it is someone does call me Nate. I'm like, you gotta respect.
Yeah,
my
that
adjective. My adjective is Buff.
It's Buff.
It's Buff.
It's Buff Nate.
Identify as Buff.
Identify as Buff.
So you're known in our league to be one of the couple guys that collects and knows a ton about discs.
Yeah.
How did you kind of get into that?
So I've been playing disc golf. I got into it, started really getting into it when I was in college. But I played disc golf when I was 16, 17. A bunch of us guys were on the wrestling team, and we would go to river bends to hang out and stuff like that. And there's baskets here, and we would go diving in the river, and we'd find all these discs, and it's we just played disc golf. We weren't really serious or anything, but that's when river beds had 36 holes. So it was a long time ago. And then went into college, started playing a lot of disc golf. And then learning from a bunch of people about the sport itself, played a lot. I played every day in college. I had a course really right in behind my apartment.
Of course.
It's called Knollwood.
Okay.
So it's right by the fraternity village.
Nice.
So I had a soccer field for field practice, and I had a small 18-hole it would be like a pitch and putt course. It would be it'd be a slightly wooded version of Firefighters or something like that.
Right.
Not the longest hole was 280 feet, so there was hole one. So.
Right.
And so you start. So how do you figure because you know more about discs than anyone? So the collecting aspect of it. How did you kind of get involved in that?
So the collecting aspect was just finding what really what I liked, and then knowing what I liked, because I have a background in manufacturing, so it's when discs are made. Certain years, the plastic blend will always change because they can't keep because of the different chemical compositions, stuff like that. So it's when you find a certain run of disc you like, it's just better just to stop. It's like buying a stock. You buy it, you hold it, and then if you want to use it or I'm not really much into the selling off a lot of my collection. I do a lot of trades or just stuff that I'm not using.
He's always active in the Discord marketplace.
I have a lot to give.
Keeps it busy.
I do have 10, 20, 21 Nate Sexton Fire.
And I think Buff Nate Drew is unmatched in his generosity towards the league. He is always generating bangers of discs.
If you see good discs in the bin, it's a decent chance that Drew gave the league.
Yeah, I've given a lot of some pretty cool stuff.
This guy and Wade probably know more about discs too, because it's either me or Christian, and we've talked about this, where we'll have a conversation about disc, and Drew will go, "Oh, it has the Air Force stamp on it, so it increases in value by $10 or something." And I'm like, I don't even know how
the Air Force stamp is just a fundraiser. The big money Innova stands for the team stamped ones, because those are actually those that come from the factory, and those are from team members only. So the team members, they actually get those, and it adds about $5-10.
The one I remember from last year was I was asking about, we were talking about some Innova discs, and I was like, okay, I know the Rock, and there's Rock 3, T-Bird 3, is there a Rock 2? Is there a T-Bird 2? Why did it skip to 3? And I don't remember the answer, but you knew the answer.
Oh no, so the 3 is actually it's actually how they manufacture this. It's the 3 top profile, so they profile it so it's flatter and straighter, so it adds about 1 speed on the number ratings to it. So a Rock 3 is a 5-speed, whereas a traditional Rock is a 4-speed. So it just flattens it, kind of gives it a flatter feel, because most Rocks generally have a little bit of dome to them, a little bit of glide, but the Rock 3 is kind of, they're all flat, they're faster, and they're not as glidey, and they're a little bit more overstamped. But no, I left the 3s out of the bag for now. I do have, went back to the FD, got a sick Night Strike 3. I had to trade my prize for that Shin Glow PD2 for it. So
what's the Night Strike 3? Is that?
That's the Color Glow Nate Perkins FD, Innova molded.
If you have any extras, I'll take one.
Yeah, I have an extra $80 disc lying around.
See, again, he knows this stuff. Yeah. I thought it was just $20 disc. No, I don't know this stuff.
No, I traded.
These things are rare.
It's just rare because it was a short break. It was Nate Perkins' last, signature series.
Yeah.
It was right before Discmania and Innova split off.
Yeah. Any hot takes or any? If you don't have any hot takes, any pet peeves or anything like that about disc golf?
Yeah, I want to hear your pet peeves.
No, the only real. I really don't. I'm not the one thing is holding up a group. If you're a slower group and you got a solo, because I do a lot, when I was playing a lot, I was a lot of solo rounds, and like I had to 8 some one time, not let
That's
you go
egregious.
through.
Can I give you? I have a segue for this. It's a slight alteration of this that I've started experiencing in the last year or two. When you have a larger group who is still catching up to the smaller group ahead of them, and they're still not letting you go through because they're smaller. That's the
They
worst.
assume they're faster because they have less people.
Yeah, it's like if you play with a really fast 5-some, the 3-some ahead of you won't let them go through because they think that they're faster. That's annoying to me too.
Yeah.
And
Just be courteous. Be courteous out there.
Be mindful.
Be mindful.
Over-
Yeah.
A lot of people in general need to be more aware,
Oh,
especially,
for sure.
especially on the disc golf course.
And then going back a second for the, because we were talking about discs and profiling. This is a great segue
Uh-oh.
because we wanted to test Drew on his disc knowledge.
What do we
So
do?
Christian, you want to pull him out? So don't show Drew. We actually have 6 discs here.
This is
that we're gonna see.
Oh.
We're gonna blindfold
Here's
Drew.
the blindfold.
Do you wanna go ahead and put it on?
Alright, let's get the
We're gonna blindfold Drew. We're gonna see if he can get how many of these discs can he get just by feel.
Alright.
These are a collection
Let's
of.
verify the blindfold.
These are a collection of from How many fingers am I holding up?
7.
Perfect. He's great, guys. So we have a collection of discs here. I will tell you, Drew. You have 3 Innova and 3 Discmania.
Alright.
Those are kind of your companies. We all think. So I feel like it's a good test for those. We're gonna see if you can get these discs without seeing them, just by feel. And
So
we're not gonna time you, but you don't get forever. So
do one at a time.
So I'll show the camera what the disc is,
Okay.
then I can give it to Drew. Here you go. Here's your hand.
Alright, so
And do we think we tell him at the end, or do we think we tell him after
No,
this?
we can set them aside.
Yeah.
And we'll know what order they're
Cool.
in.
alright, so
We'll
this is a
talk
little
about
bit more slick, so I think it's probably a newer trilogy.
These are all Discmania
newer-
or
The
Innova.
newer trilogy run Discmania, lip on the bottom, 7 speed. I'm guessing FD1.
Okay, good guess, good guess. We'll let you know at the end.
Uh-oh.
You can come back to it if you want.
Okay. Uh,
I did not clean these discs off, so it's a little grimy. I apologize in advance.
this is an origin.
Okay, disc number 2. Disc number 3.
Puffy brand.
I would be so bad at this. I literally would probably get 0. I would get negative.
But this disc is in your bag, Christian, so you might be able to get this
Okay,
one.
that's fair. If they were similar discs that were, yeah.
Puffy
Drew does not know.
It's like a 7 speed though, but it's because there's so many of these Innova molds.
So you're locking on Innova.
I'm locking in Innova for
Okay.
sure. I know this is some Leopard 3.
Okay. Before we go on, is he getting kind of like, I think he's getting like little like Bane vibes. This little mask a little bit. It's like, you're looking great.
Oh.
Can we get a voice? This one doesn't have a stand,
I don't
so I can't
know.
say what it is. This is a. We'll see if our editing department has a budget for that.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Oh, this doesn't feel.
This is for people. I'm not
it
sure
feels,
who knows
it
this.
feels like a zone, but it's not a zone.
It's
No
my first
disc
ace.
factory.
It's my first ace disc ever. If you know about Christian's backstory, you'll get it. If you know my origin story,
But it's some sort of mid. It's not an origin, but it's something overstable. I can definitely feel like it's an overstable disc. It's not a Toro. Gosh, this is one's gonna annoy me the most because I just feel so familiar. It feels like your general zone type disc.
what do
I'm
you
gonna,
got?
I know I'm wrong, but I'm gonna guess. It's not a Toro though, but I really want to guess Toro. It's some Innova mold.
He's really stuck on this one, guys.
I'm really stumped on this one.
Take a guess.
I'm gonna pass for now.
You're pass. Okay.
All right, I'll come back to that one.
This will be the 5th and final disc. So we have 2.5 more.
Oh, a little wide guy with a little rim on top on the bead.
So what do
You
you
know
got?
what? You know what this is?
What is it?
I'm pretty sure this is an Innova Racer.
Okay.
This is the newer. This is like the newer
I'll take it
Racer
when you
because
got
it's a wide 12 speed with that little bubble on the lip.
And we got one more.
Uh-oh. And then there's
Last
the one.
disc.
There's the one that I didn't even know to come back to.
Yes.
This is the P2X.
The instant lock it in. And finally the one that you were stumped on.
The one that we're stumped on.
And I'll put these in order.
God, I'm stuck between Toro, the drop, and Tactic, but if it's first ace, it can't be the drop.
So if you remember, there's 3 Discmania and 3 Innova. So if you remember, you guys so far.
I don't know, and I'm just gonna admit that I'm wrong. It'd probably be like 3 for 6 right now.
Rather than probably I would do.
Oh, for sure.
It's not. I want to say Toro so bad. I'm gonna go Toro.
Toro. You can take off the blindfold, and I will reveal to you what disc you got.
What was the 4th one?
Let's see how well I do.
I hope I didn't just go 0 for 6.
So Jake, what was his first guess?
His first guess was an FD1.
So this is really close actually. It was an FD, C-line FD,
Oh,
straight out of my bag. I tried the FD1, not even close to the FD. At least flight wise.
What stumped me was the lip on top because most FDs really don't have that noticeable pronounced lip on the top of the bead, and I thought the FD it would be like the FD1 because the FD1 is essentially.
Well, I'm glad I didn't give you because I was almost really mean and gave you an FD and FD1. So I'm glad I didn't do that because that would really mean.
That would be mean, but I would have enjoyed the challenge.
So what do you guess for the second disc?
So he guessed Origin.
So this was correct. He did get an Origin, specifically the Midnight Prowl. I'm not sure if it's any different or not, but it wasn't. This is an Origin.
I knew it was an Origin.
Just a relationship.
Yep. So nice job. What was the third guess?
Real quick, is that the one that you gave me?
That Midnight Prowl. This is one that did you get it? Someone else gave it. I don't remember. I thought you traded me one. No. What was the third?
Third guess was a Leopard 3.
So this was the third one. It was a Halo boat runner.
I knew it was a puffy rim. And I'm like, oh.
This also does not fly like any motor I've ever seen.
Christian, that's a B.
Now that I'm going back, I'm like, dang, that one's bad on me. I should have known that.
This is the one, but this is the one that gave you the most trouble by far. It was this yellow disc.
Toro.
This is a Mako 3.
Mako 3?
Yeah, it's the flattest Mako 3. I can kind of feel the Toro vibes.
When you were saying I want a forehand this thing, like you probably don't want a forehand Mako unless you're Jeremy Coleman or something.
I struck out.
That one was hard though.
The fifth one, what was his guess?
Racer.
Absolutely nailed it. Immediately got the racer. This is the new racer.
And I was gonna stump him. It's not quite a destroyer, but
no, I knew it was the racer because I was experimenting with the racer for a while. It was like that beat up destroyer.
you have to know the
People's Destroyer. And the sixth one
P2X
was the immediate lock-in P2X. This is a used P2X2 straight out of my and Christian's bag. So you did honestly you did really good.
I should have. I'm mad that I didn't go for at least 4 for
so
6
you
times. The Roadrunner one's the one that got me mad.
Yes, you almost got the FD. You nailed the Origin. You nailed the racer and the P2X. And these two kind of stumped you. The Innova ones kind of stumped you a little bit, but
no, because Innova has so many molds. So it's like,
and each one can feel a little bit different.
Yeah, there's a lot of variants, but like the Roadrunner runs the one.
Do you think you did better or worse, or about how you expected?
So I got 3. So I was
you were
expecting
really close to like 5 to 6.
I was expecting at least like 3 was my minimum. So yeah, so minimum is 3. I wanted to at least get 4 or 5, but 3. I was expecting 3.
Yeah, okay.
It's pretty tricky.
You did a really good job, all things considered. So we're actually going to bring back the segment with a little bit difference. The Frankenstein Build-A-Player type of thing that we did last week, we're going to do it a little bit differently this week. So how it's going to go is we're actually going to do a draft style. So we're actually, instead of 5 players, we're going to do 10 players. So Drew's our guest, so I'm going to let him go first. And we'll go Drew and Jake, they'll kind of go against each other. Christian will kind of be like the arbiter, judge, if people don't know. He'll talk about people's game if they're not familiar with it, that type of stuff. I'm going to take, if you guys didn't know, I'm going to take the leaderboard from Palmer. So 1 through however many people showed up. And
a lot of people.
I'm going to pick a number, whichever person gets picked. I'll give that person to Drew, and he'll get to choose the category this person goes to. We changed the categories a little bit. So this week, Jake, what are the categories going to be again?
Categories are going to be backhand, forehand, putting, upshot approach, and clutch factor.
Yep, so we changed it a little bit just to spice things up a little bit, so it's not the same. And I think I'm going to add a home rule. If I choose a name that was picked last time we did this, I'm just going to do a new name. Okay. We don't want the same names all the time.
Yeah,
does that sound fair to you guys? If you want to have names, then we'll figure that out. So, what's the strategy for this, guys? Like, do you have any strategy going in? Like, what's the hardest one do you think to fill?
I think the hardest one to fill for our league's forehand.
Yeah.
I think there's not too many forehand dominant players.
Well, how many clutch players do we have?
All of them.
Everyone has a clutch moment in them.
It's just how often does that happen?
How often does that happen?
Yeah.
All right. So the first number that I pulled up is gonna be Drew's team.
Ooh.
Number 25. Let's find the 25th person on the leaderboard.
Real quick, one more time for the 5 categories for our listeners. The 5 categories are
5 categories are backhand, forehand, upshot approach, clutch, and putting.
There
So
we
the
go.
25th person on here, Drew Pensko, you get to select Jeff Zelenko. I do not believe that was the name we chose last time.
No, that
Oh,
was
no.
not.
No, Jeff's my Jeff's definitely locked in for upshot.
Upshot Jeff?
Upshot Jeff, dude.
I mean, you heard the story about him smashing band from 170.
Yeah,
So it's
no,
like,
I've seen Jeff's talk. I've seen Jeff make some sing.
If you hit the band every time, you'll be close to the basket.
Exactly.
More often than not.
I think it's a very solid pick. All right, Jake, to you, you're 17. So that's
17.
Dylan. I do not know how to say his last name. Jajeski? Dylan.
Ooh,
Lefty Dylan.
Lefty Dylan. Big power.
Gotta go backhand.
Backhand.
He's
Yeah.
going backhand.
And today
Absolutely.
today backhand's just everything. So it's distance. It's we're doing one backhand, one forehand. We're not separating them like we did last time.
But he might have just messed himself up because he went with the lefty for backhand. So now when he gets
Oh.
a forehand guy, he's got righty forehand.
Uh-oh. He's a lefty forehand now.
This
So
Jake-
bring me in.
Ooh, now he's
Jake-
a lefty forehand.
Bring me
Balance
in.
his game out.
All right, number 14, Zach Pesta for Drew.
Oh, Zach, I'm going backhand.
Another backhand
That's a
guy.
good choice.
That he throws really far. And
Zach's been grinding his form.
16. So
Took
two
down
down.
an MA1 tournament.
Yeah, shout out to Zach, by the way. Again.
What a bagger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moves up the division.
Moves up the
He
division.
should be NPO.
He should be
He should
NPO.
be on
Number
the tour.
16, Jake, you get Chris Lemon. We just talked about him earlier.
Oh, okay. I'm going putting.
But that's a
Yeah,
good choice. That's
Chris,
great.
you gotta lock.
Have you-
I played with Chris. He made so many.
It's so buttery smooth. It's like it's effortless. Just floats to the
Also, if you
basket.
haven't seen Chris putt, he has like a super nose up putt. It just like floats through the air. It's actually kind of it's really pretty when it goes in.
Anyone who putts with wizards is instantly a putter. Go to that putting. If you see someone putt with a gateway wizard, you're like, okay, that guy's a goated putter.
35.
Hey, shameless plug right there.
So 35.
Oh yeah, Jake putts with wizards.
For Jake, you get Nick Shimataro.
Another lefty. Oh wait.
Another lefty.
Does he take the lefty forehand backhand? That'd be so funny.
This Frankenstein's in all over the place. Lefty, righty.
So what are you looking at? You have
Left, I have forehand upshots and clutch factor.
you took up shots for Jeff.
That was my.
That was-
Oh, that was the other one.
I
I'm
was-
sorry.
Yeah. Let me think about this for a minute. I'm gonna do Nick for upshots.
Yeah, I
I
think
played with him a
that's
few
all.
times,
Yeah.
and he was able to put it near the pin.
Nick's a solid choice for a bunch of categories.
Yeah, Nick's solid in a lot of areas.
All right, we got number 6. So one of the top performers this week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, a staple of the league. One might call him the original Nate. Unbuff Nate. Or soon to be Jack Nate.
So we got
Not big twos,
forehand. So I have forehand, putting, and clutch. Oh,
Nate used to be a forehand only guy.
Nate used to.
know.
I mean, if we were going like, I know Nate
Long
used to be a
time-
forehand
a
only
while
guy, but
ago,
now
yeah.
Vintage
Nate's
Nate.
no forehands. Nate putting is when you don't have a certain number of rhythm to the pumping. I'll go Nate for clutch. He's gotten a lot of aces this year on some big shots, and he can shake a
Oh,
lot
true.
of
He did
6
hit
lines. He hit ace
buck
fun.
ace.
He's hit ace fun a few times. Nate's pretty clutch. If you want to hit the ace fun.
I like that one. I like it.
And then also, Nate is a league champion. You kind of had to
True.
be clutch if you're a league
Yeah,
champion.
exactly.
Number 30, we have a new player to the league who I used to play with the right all the time. I think I'm going to say his name right. Tony Campanile. Tony
He's a
Campanile.
lefty.
That's
Christian,
fine.
you know
Another lefty.
Another lefty.
He's a-
Christian, you know a lot about Tony's game.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have quite the big distance, but if you want to hit him, he'll hit lines almost all the time.
Yeah.
Usually goes backhands out.
He's
has a forehand.
had a forehand. He actually.
He does.
I played with him at Stony Green, or no, we were doing Stony around the outside. So we were on green right before the short one before the combo hole, the one that's still a little 280-foot hyzer. Saw him lace a forehand, park it right.
Never mind, I'm wrong. I'm sorry.
But yeah, he said he's only got a few of them in him per round.
Okay.
Does that give you any info, Jake?
Solid putter, you know.
Pretty much, if the course isn't demanding 350 to 400 foot shots,
Snake, I think it's him, right?
Oh, I haven't been doing snake this whole time. Have you guys been doing snake this whole time?
We've been doing snake.
We didn't do
Oh,
that.
so
You came to me twice on the last.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he can go. That's
Ooh. So what? I got forehand.
forehand and putting.
I pinched myself up and I go in Zach Pesta forehand because I know Zach does have.
He can bomb.
Zach can bomb his forehand, but I didn't go Zach forehand because I haven't seen Zach's forehand too much lately. And
Also very good.
ooh, so but I'll go putting for Tony.
Putting.
Probably for Tony, that's a solid choice.
He's a good putter.
My next one, so I'm going back to Jake now.
Yep.
Clearly, I don't know what I'm doing, guys. 33 was the number. We have Nolan Cafferly, finally not a lefty.
I'm going forehand.
He got a
Oh,
forehand.
he got baited. Nolan doesn't throw forehand anymore. Actually, I think he can throw forehand.
He can throw forehands.
He just chooses not to. When I first met Nolan, he literally just threw flex forehand to start JC
With his
every single hole.
call breakers, yeah.
Yeah, every hole. I don't think he does that anymore. You know what's great about Jake's player is that lefty backhand, righty forehand, he can literally just go like
Exactly.
at the same time, the one fluid motion. So now we have Jake again.
So
what are you looking for?
Clutch.
Oh, you left. Clutch is a good one because it's like everyone's got their moments, but is there guys that have really underperformed when the pressure's on? I know there's a few.
So what are you looking for?
Clutch.
26 is the number. Justin Trenda. How do you feel about that?
I like that.
Yeah, you like Justin?
Justin Trenda's. Well, I was talking with Rick. We were playing with Rick, and Justin's young. He's learning, but like when Justin's on, he's on. But when he's off,
A guy that age isn't going to be scared of the moment.
Exactly.
He's too young to be scared of the moment.
he doesn't know any better.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what's your team, Jake? So finishing it off.
So my team is Dylan, Chris Lemon.
And what are they each in? What category?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Dylan for backhand, Chris Lemon for putting, Nick Schematero for upshots, Nolan Cafferly for forehand, and clutch is Justin Trenda.
And then we have one more pick for Drew, number 10.
And I'm gonna.
What are you
locked
looking
in the
for?
forehand. They're locked in the forehand, so I could be. This is my whole draft right here, and I knew going into this game, I'm like, I gotta get.
You gotta
get a forehand.
No, you
guy.
gotta get a forehand
I just
guy.
said it in the preview.
Another lefty. Is it me? Michael Thomas.
Oh,
Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas forehands. Let's
Ooh,
go.
lefty backhand's like a mighty forehand, right?
Yeah, right.
We're looking for maybe forehand approach shots, maybe, or like scramble shots, maybe. So
You're the judge.
so maybe so you know
I think I just got smoked. Yeah. I
you
think
know
I was ahead of the lead, and then all of a sudden,
you don't necessarily have to give a winner or loser, but like what are like some of the strengths of the teams and like maybe like what's like some like ratings? Like how would you rate these players? Like 950, 980. So I think going off the rip, I think that if Buff Nate can go to if Buff Nate Drew's team can avoid courses that have forehands, I think it's actually a pretty good squad. But it's great again because he's
so not at Addison Oaks.
with a lefty forehand.
Course
come on.
preview, by the way.
Wait,
Addison Oaks.
can we exchange Michael Thomas's forehand for a righty backhand? Because like, he actually can throw. It's like the same line. He can have the righty backhand. I mean, but like Jake's squad he can throw so far with Dylan. He can putt really well with Chris. Nick has quality, solid up shots.
I'm gonna give it to Jake.
I think Jake's squad.
Can you read off Drew's team real quick?
Yes, I'm sorry. So you can read.
Yeah, so I have Jeff for my up shots, Zach Pest on the backhand, clutch, unbuff Nate. I didn't we wrote unbuff Nate. I got Tony, and then forehand Michael Thomas.
And I will say he got one of the most clutch players in the league.
I did get one of the most clutch players.
So maybe that'll be enough to carry. I'm not sure.
So I think backhand's definitely a push. It can be a push because we both have guys that can bomb, but they're also not very unpredictable at times.
Yeah, I'm not sure how we would ever do this, but I would love there to be a way to like get these teams together, just like play someone random. Yeah. I don't know how you would ever do that, but it would be so much fun. So you guys,
I'll take the L on this one.
Forehands are an ancillary skill, anyways. You don't even need that. Be fine, Drew. Yeah, I mean, forehands are hardest to fill, but also like if you have a good backhand, you don't really.
Jake would disagree with you.
That's something
You always need forehand. Right. Jake.
I have a forehand that's like 250.
Jake's game would crumble without a forehand.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
So we're going to wrap up, guys, but before we wrap up, we are going to do a quick course preview. We're heading to maybe the hardest course we play all year, Addison Oaks. What do you guys know about Addison?
Love the redesign. Not a big fan of the redesign, especially taking out. They made that one super long par 5 that's up the gut where they actually took 2 holes out on Addison. I have an ace on Addison Oaks. Ace
Hole 4.
Hole 4 is.
Is that the one next to the river?
No, hole 3. Hole 3. Sorry, hole 3.
I think hole 4 is that big bendy guy. You aced that one.
No, not the one that's up the hill.
Is that the one with the road on the left?
That's the one with the road on the left. It's up. You start up on the hill, down the hill. I
Like
threw
270-ish?
Yeah, I threw a comment straight at it.
Nice.
Years ago when I used to bag discraft.
Yeah, I think at this point that year, Addison will also probably be very grown in. I think some of the
It'll
lines
be
will be tighter.
It'll be hot.
It'll be rough off the fairway. What do you guys think a good winning score would be?
So it all depends on what they're gonna have the B players play.
It's usually about half and half, like half the longs, half the shorts.
Yeah.
It depends on which holes Aaron chooses, but that's usually how they do it.
Because we played this last year, right?
Yeah, we
Around
did.
the same time.
Yes, very. I think like
Very
16
small.
people showed up.
It was
Yeah.
like a
16
20. It was
yeah.
like a 20-person.
20-person.
I'm gonna go 7 down.
7 down seems like a solid number. What do you guys got?
I'm going 8.
8 down.
I'm gonna go 9.
Well, I will say we're 1 for 1 because Jake last week, I forgot to mention this, he was the only person to get the firefighter score correct from against last week.
Ooh.
So he's 100% so far. 7 down would keep it 100% again. Yeah, I think Addison would be really interesting. I think it's a really tough course, and it's fun to sometimes get out to those courses that we don't usually play a lot. I mean, it takes kind of forever to get there, which is why we don't do it. But
Yeah.
I think it should be a lot of fun. I think hopefully more people show up this time. But yeah, it should be a lot of fun. So thank you guys for listening to or watching episode 2 of Still in the Woods podcast. Do all the YouTube things, like, comment, subscribe, talk on the Discord. We want to engage in this and have as much talk about it as we can. So thank you, Drew, for being on here. It's been long enough since we've been on here.
I know.
We didn't grill him too hard. But let us know if you have
So
any
mad
questions
about
for
that
him. Yeah. You gave your Halo one. It's a little unfair.
No. I saw Puffy Rim.
Fair but
Puffy
challenging.
Rim, I'm like-
Fair
I'm
but
like,
challenging.
Oh, I knew it was. I didn't think it was a 9 speed though. It felt a little bit narrower.
Yep. Well, until next time,
More
guys.
simple.
We'll see you next time.